Hi, Gary at ATVTracks. Today I'm going to show you a couple tips on the new Camso wheel puller. If you're doing a lot of wheels on the ATVs and UTVs that have been on for quite a while, they're really hard to get off. The old-fashioned way was basically take a piece of wood and go on the back side and pound it off. But sometimes these are really frozen on. So this is what Camso came up. It's called a wheel puller. They're $230. They come with this little button right here that has about a 1/4 inch gap here. The only problem with this system is that when you set it inside here, the wheel will only go up a 1/4 inch. Then it hits this here. So we've actually had customers bend it because they don't understand that when you put this in here and you keep tightening it down, once it hits the tall spot here, it won't go any further. So what happens if it doesn't come off all the way, then what you do is you grab a socket that fits inside the hole, a short one, and then put this on top and it'll pop off the rest of the way. So I'll do that on this one here. Basically slide in, screw down. Okay, it's a 13 millimeter. And this one here being new, see, it's going up real easy. Now it won't go any further because the gap's gone now. So you're gonna have to now, if it's not all the way up, off, you're gonna have to pull it off, back it off. As you can see on this one here, it only went up about a 1/4 inch. What I would do then is I would get a small socket, small socket like this here that fits inside. Then I would put this on top of it and pull it up the rest of the way. See, it's coming off easy because it's new. But basically, if it's a year or 2 years old, they come off really hard. A secret to replacing the wheels, all the wheels have a little gap between the two bearings. Camso recommends that you squirt 90 weight, then put it on there. Now you've got oil in the middle of the bearings there. So when you put it back on, you're going to take a little dab of red Loctite and you're going to tighten it to the specs. So basically the torque specs for the hub bolt is 93 pounds. The torque specs for the drive gears bolts is 66 pounds. And the torque specs for the small bogie wheels on an ATV and UTV is 25 pounds. So you'll put it in and torque it to 25 pounds. The wheel puller works great, except all the tracks have an idler, a pivoting wheel that pivots. So the problem is this does not fit in here. So when you want to replace these wheels, you have to actually take it off the track. You take this and put it in a vise and pound it through with a socket. Put the wheel in a vise and pound it through with a socket. Real good system. One other secret that really helps a lot of times we have them that haven't been maintained and they've been wet for years and years and they come off really hard. Once you get it pretty tight, like this here, once you get it really tight and it's still not moving, take your socket, put it on top and hit it. And that will vibrate it enough to where you'll hear it just pop right off. Real good system if you're replacing a lot of wheels versus beating them up with a piece of wood and a hammer. We also have one that a customer ruined. He ruined the knob on here, so he didn't have this on there. It's not that important because you can still use this. You just put a socket in the middle here and put this on top, so you can still use it. Gary at ATVTracks. Go far, explore more.